Hi, I'm Susie from Demos Down Under, Thermomix consultant and team leader. And I'd just love to jump on today and I wanted to show you just a few basics to get you started. So if I'm sharing this with you, it's because I can't be there in person, which is really sad because I really love to be there with you to share the excitement and to get you started with the Thermomix. But to be able to support you Australia-wide, I can also record videos and send them to you like I'm doing today. And I'm only a phone call away. So here's your complete package. Everything that you have received in the mail. And let's start. So what you need to do, unbox everything, give it a wash, plug it in, and then we'll start with the silver dial at the front here. Just a tiny little button. Just hold that down for about 2 seconds till you see the screen light up, and now you're away. So if you have simply just purchased your Thermomix and it's come and you need to do this this is your first time turning it on, the screen will actually go through a few safety features for you. So read through those. There's a little green button which teaches you to go onto the next screen to read through all the safety features. So the do's and don'ts. Don't just drag your machine across the bench. Make sure when you're cooking something hot that you don't stick your fingers into the pot. A few Captain Obviouses really, but it's still really worthwhile to read through those. So turn on your machine and follow the screen, what it says. You will also come to a point where it says add your email for your cookidoo account and connect your Wi-Fi. So make sure that you connect the same cookidoo email as you have on the website and your app. So first things first, jump onto a laptop, www.cookidoo.com.au and join Cookidoo. If you've never done that, you will get a free 1 month trial. So do that. Yes, join for free. Try now. Tick and type in your email and your password and confirm that in the email. And then you want to make sure you remember that email and password that you've used, even if you write it down on a sticker and stick it on the back of your Thermomix so you've got it all the time. And then what you want to do is connect your Wi-Fi and then go into Cookidoo when it asks you and add that Cookidoo email and address and password. And then on the screen, you will be asked if you would like to start your 3-month trial, because as part of the purchase, you will receive another 3 months of the Cookidoo subscription for free. So yes, you would like to do that. And at that point, it'll ask you to scan a QR code. So do that on your phone, and you will also be able to join the same email into that, and it'll all integrate together and remember it. So just make sure you do that all together. Once you've done your Cookidoo, what you'll want to do then is continue with the prompts. And there'll be a bit of an update and downloading going on. So it may take about 20 minutes for that to happen. So just think of it as a brand new computer. It needs to update all the new software and all that sort of thing. So just let it do its thing and come back in 10, 15 minutes and see how it's going. So once you've done all that, then you're ready to cook, basically. So you can search for recipes on your phone. If you download the Cookidoo app, you can search for recipes on your laptop or on your iPad, or you can search directly from the screen of your Thermomix. I'll just go through a few of the basics here with you today. This here is your base, and you've got a home screen, a search screen. You've also got your collections, and here you'll find along the top here your recently cooked, your bookmarked recipes, recipe list collections, and created recipes. There's a little picture of a blade. If you click on that, you will come to a modes page. Now, the modes page is if you want to do your own freestyle cooking. You've got manual mode here where you need to select the time, heat, and the speed. Now, if you've not done any Thermomix cooking before, you will want to actually just get straight into guided cooking. Pick a favorite recipe and follow exactly what it says. So we'll get into that in a little while. So you've got your beautiful screen of your Thermomix, you've got your base station. This is what we call your jug. You've got your lid and you've got the cap, okay? So the cap comes off to the side. Got your lid here. When you're putting your lid on, just make sure you line up the handle all together with the handle, okay? Inside your jug, you have a blade. Now that blade has got a sharp side and a blunt side. So clockwise, it will be using the sharp side. Anti-clockwise, we'll be using the blunt side. When you're following guided recipes, the recipe will choose which way the blade needs to go. You don't have to worry about it. But if you actually wanted to do that in the guided cooking, you would just select in manual mode. There's a little picture of the blade and you would select that and that turns it in reverse. Okay, don't worry about that. This little button on the side here actually releases the blade and the insert. So we can switch that and then the blade will come out for easy cleaning. Okay, and the insert will come out as well. So you have a 3-piece jug basically. So this can all go into the dishwasher. However, I usually just put that in and the blade. You don't have to pull it apart every single time you use it. It's at your discretion there. But obviously inside those blades can get clogged up. So you might want to do it at least weekly, depending on how much you're using your Thermomix and what you're cooking with it. When you are cooking and you've got a nice full jug, you have this beautiful ergonomic handle here. And if you hold it at the bottom, you can tip very easily. And that way you're not having to lift your whole arm up to tip. So just remember, grab it at the bottom and tip. When it is hot, this whole outside here does not get hot. So you won't burn yourself, the kids won't burn themselves. Great, really good feature. Okay, to put it on your base station, you basically just line the handle up. There's a little tab and you've got that silver tab and it all just lines up in a row. Okay, so you just want to keep it basically in the center of the screen. If you see the picture here, once you put the lid on, literally just put it on like a cap, like this, front to back, and you won't have any dramas. If you try to put your lid on from side, whatever, it will get a bit stuck. So just give it a wiggle to release. Okay. So the front to back and a little pat on, and it'll tell you, yep, lid's on perfect. You've got a spatula, okay, a beautiful, nice, long, scraping side. And when you are scraping, you can simply just go around and do go clockwise when you are scraping the walls of your Thermomix because you don't want to cut your spatula. If you tend to go against that sharp blade, you will cut the spatula. All right. So jug on. The spatula does stand upright as well, so it keeps the mess off your bench. And there's also a little groove on the bottom here where you can tap it on the bench and it keeps it up off the bench as well. So again, you don't need one of those drip trays for a spatula. You will notice that your spatula does have a little groove here. And you're thinking, what's that for? So here we have our steaming basket. You can use your spatula to go in the insert here to open up. Now I steam rice in here all the time and corn and vegetables, but mostly rice, trust me. You can use your spatula to open it to make sure your rice is cooked before you pull it all out. And this little hook here also doubles as a handle. So you got to line up your hook with the little hole in here, sort of on a bit of a 45-degree angle. And then you've got a handle for your jug. The jug does actually steaming basket, sorry, does sit inside the jug for steaming. So if I was to steam rice, I would have about 1 litre of water in there, 300 odd grams of rice, clean washed rice. And yeah, that's how I would do that. Okay, and then to release it, just put it down and you can pop the lid on and steam your rice or your veggies. So that's how you, yeah, your spatula. The spatula will also sit in the base here. If you've got some dough or cake batter or something that's stuck all in around the blades, you use the base here, go over that blade and give it a wriggle, and see, just wriggles the blade for you. There. Now you'll see on the other side here, we have a little butterfly. This is called a butterfly whisk. If you want to do some whipped cream or a meringue or a pav, this is what you use. Maybe some mayonnaise and you want to emulsify, you use your butterflies. Any kind of whipping. You don't need to buy any extra attachments for whipping or doughs. So you just use these. Okay, now to attach it, you just plonk it in between one of those blades. And that's it. And then never over speed 4. If you're following a guided recipe, it will not ask you to ever go over speed 4. It's only if you just, hey, I'm just going to whip some cream, chuck a bottle in there and turn it on to manual mode. You would put manual mode, speed 4, away you go. Speed 4 there. There we are. And you have here, pop the basket in. We pop our lid on. Okay, so if you wanted to steam and use your varoma, this is your varoma. Now, steaming is one of the most underrated uses of the Thermomix. You often hear people say they don't use their varoma very much. I use my varoma quite a lot because it makes the most tender meat and it also makes the most beautiful steamed cakes. So give it a crack. The varoma, you need to leave the lid on, make sure you've got liquid in the bottom. Take your cap off. And the little round bit here sits inside snugly on your lid there. Okay, you have layers of your varoma. You've got a nice big deep dish at the bottom. And then you have a really thin layer. And then, of course, the lid. So you don't have to have this one on all the time. You could just use the 2-piece there. Or if you wanted to, say, cook some hard veggies in there and maybe steam some fish in here, you could certainly do that. So if you didn't want to contaminate what's below with what's on top, then just put a nice piece of wet baking paper scrunched up, release, wrap your fish in there and do like a little fish basket or parcel rather inside. But the varoma is absolutely fantastic. You can cook up to 2 kilos of mince in here, 2 whole chickens, a whole pork shoulder, what else? Silver side, and the silver side is absolutely beautiful. So definitely give the varoma a crack when you're cooking. Don't just throw it in the cupboard and forget about it because it really is amazing. Now, I do often invite you to online cooking classes throughout the year, and you'll learn lots more if you attend those. But please, please, please reach out to me and call me, and I'd love to do a cooking with you, even if it's just one-on-one, you and I, and we can cook up some veggie stock paste to get you going, which is one of our most popular dishes that we use in all of our recipes. Making your own veggie stock paste is just vegetables, salt, and a little bit of oil and herbs. Basically, blitz all them up and then cook for 20 minutes. And then you've got this gorgeous concentrated stock paste that will last in your cupboard and your pantry fridge for 6 months. If you want to put it in the freezer, you can, but you don't need to. 6 months, and it will make up to 60 litres of liquid stock. 1 tablespoon with 500 ml of water is the equivalent of 500 ml of liquid stock, or 1 tablespoon is the equivalent of a stock cube. So very much another level of flavour for you, and definitely healthier. So now you've got your Thermomix. I really, really, really recommend that you jump on cookidoo and have a go at searching for your favourite recipes. You will get way more out of your Thermomix if you just give it a go. It's just like your phone. It really is easy to use. So when you are searching, say you're searching on an app on your phone, let's get my phone out. I have downloaded the cookidoo app. This is what it looks like here. Okay, click on that. Now you just want to search up your favourite recipe, anything you like. Let's just say we're going to make banana bread. Okay, we'll look up banana bread, go. Several recipes will pop up, okay? So you can look at those and say, okay, I'm going to go for one. Oh, look, this one takes an hour and a half. It's 1 hour and 15. When it says an hour and a half, hour 15, that's until it cools down. Basically, it doesn't take that long. It takes about 30 seconds to make in the Thermomix. All right, so let's just look at banana bread, top one. All right, now, if you scroll down, you will have a list of ingredients, and then you'll have a method, okay? And if you want to cook that today, you can simply say cook today. There's 3 dots next to it here. You can add to a collection, add to your week, add to a shopping list. Let's add it to our shopping list. All right. And let's say we want to cook it next week as well. Done. All right. So then when you go to your Thermomix, you can go to your home page and select my week. And your banana bread will be there. Okay. And there it is. So you just want to get used to using it that way. You can search directly from the screen if you like, or you can use your app and send it to the Thermomix. Now, if you've got, say, hubby down the street and you want him to get the ingredients, you've already added it to your shopping cart. Just go down the bottom right of your app and there's a picture of a shopping cart. Look at that and you've got a list of all the ingredients, okay? So you can go through and tick off what you've got. I've already got sugar, I've already got baking powder, I've got bicarb, okay, I need flour, all those other things. There's top right-hand corner, there's 3 dots, and you can share that recipe, or you can, so if you're sharing it, you can send it to him by either text, copy and paste, email, or you can order those ingredients direct with Woolies. If you just hit order, it will link you with a linking app, and then you can order all of that with Woolies. So it really is a game changer. I think once you've got it going, you're probably going to be looking at this maybe Christmas, Boxing Day, hopefully, you know, within the first week of you getting it. And hopefully you will just go, oh, wow, this is so easy. If you've had an older model and you're used to using manual mode, if you just go down the left-hand side of the screen here, you'll see this, the picture of the blade. Click on that and up will come all the modes of the Thermomix. And you can pretty much just continue on as you were and use your time, heat and speed and read all the recipes and put all those steps in yourself. However, I highly recommend that you try and use guided cooking, because having all those ingredients is in a list integrated into the Thermomix just makes life so much easier and quicker. This is where you save all the time, okay? So manual mode is the top left there. You've got minutes, seconds, heat and speed. And like I said before, and you've got your scales right here as well, so you can weigh things. As soon as you hit the scales button, you can weigh in whatever it's asking for. So the recipes here always go by grams or teaspoons or tablespoons. So when you're putting in 100 grams of something, just make sure the scales are 0. And we'll just, for example, start this recipe. Asking for 100 grams of butter. Okay, so as you go, you'll just weigh it in. Put your butter in, the scales will change, and then tick off and hit next. Then you want to, it's already selected the time, heat, and speed. So that will be melting the butter for 2 minutes at 70 degrees for on speed 1.5. So that's it. You just follow along. Okay, so that's really, really a very basic rundown of the Thermomix, and I really hope you can get on board and jump in, give it a crack. So being maybe Christmas or your birthday, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. I'll reach out with an email, and hopefully we can get together on Zoom or in person and show you a bit more of that Thermomix, get you absolutely flying along. So it's always fantastic to help you out. I love hearing from you all and also love seeing your beautiful pictures. So feel free to send them to me. My Facebook page is Demos Down Under with Susie, your Thermomix consultant. And of course, my YouTube, please like and subscribe. Anyway, happy Thermomixing. Enjoy your beautiful Thermomix and feel free to call me.